friends, thanks for tuning in today. I join you in kind of an odd state. I've got my complexion done, like my coverage done, and my eyebrows done, and I'm gonna fill in the rest of my look with new stuff from Profusion. So that's a brand at Walmart. If you haven't heard of them, they've got lots of different palettes, and that was really how I came to know the brand. They were actually the brand that was putting out kind of generic looking palettes, say at Walgreens around the holidays, and then they started to really put a name on it and put themselves out there. Walmart carrying lots of palettes. They've branched out into various other products. Today I'm actually wearing a somewhat recently launched foundation. It's called Feel Good Skin Longwear Skin Perfector. The brand is cruelty-free and vegan, and this has hyaluronic acid, medium to full coverage. It really is a nice coverage foundation. Light 210. It reminds me of a lot of e.l.f.'s latest foundation, but a little thicker, and there's tons of fragrance in this, so that's a little off-putting, but I'm wearing that today. I put on some e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I set with Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder and then just filled in my brows, Milani Precision Brow Pencil, and L'Oreal Infallible Brow Lamination Gel. So that's what I've got going on my skin at this point in time. So for Profusion, we've got some new liquid blushes, liquid highlight. There's a whole collection of Casper. Casper and hot stuff. It seems a little random to me, like I haven't even thought about Casper the Friendly Ghost in a long time, but maybe there's something going on with Casper. But we've got some things in that collection, and I just thought this might be some stuff you're starting to run into in your local Walmart store, so let's talk about how it works. And this was all stuff they were kind enough to send me in PR, so thank you so much, Profusion, for that. One of the things are these new blushes, which are called Shimmer Hour Liquid Blush Lighter. And we know some brands have come out with these glowy liquid blushes, and kind of in response to what Charlotte Tilbury's doing, right? We have these products from Alani. Profusion has put out some very good liquid blushes in this packaging. Just color-wise, they're great. They're highly pigmented, really nice to use. So we're going to use one of these today that has the shimmer in it. This is the shade called Strawberry Mimosa. They also have Peach Mimosa. So I would advise shaking these up because there's a little dabber that's attached to your applicator, and it kind of ensures, I think, that it gets loaded up with stuff. So we're just going to give a few dabs of this, and these remind me so much of the products from Alani. The way you can tell they've got a lot of shimmer. They do have some color too. They're going to give you a softly blushed look, but it's not going to be an overwhelming amount of pigment. If you want that, you just get their regular liquid blushes, right? Because this definitely mixes the two aspects of shimmer and blush. So I find them easy to blend in. I haven't had a problem with it. I would say don't pop them on and then wait around a long time before you start your blending process. But just as I sit here and get this blended in, I'm not having any big struggle. But one thing to know about Profusion is they are one of those brands in Walmart that's keeping their prices, I think, pretty fair. I'm just kind of cruising through Walmart's website right now. Their regular blushes are $6 and change. They've got palettes, large-ish palettes for under $10, lip products for under $5. A big palette that I'm going to show you here in a minute, $15. $4.98 on these glowy blushes. So this one's giving me that bit of pinky color and then quite a bit of shimmer. And then the peachy one, as you can see, is just a little warmer in tone, but it's the very same experience. I've already played with these, and you know, they're glowy, they're easy enough to blend, but don't wait too long. And let me check the price on a Cheek Kiss Liquid Blush and Glow from Milani. $10.97 for those, so about half the price and a really similar end result. And that packaging is pretty cute, you know? Another thing they've got going are these liquid highlighters. The size might have you think like, oh, is that kind of one of those priming steps, but I really think it's a straight up just liquid highlighter. It's very full color, full shine highlighter. I've got this one here in Rose Quartz, and then they have one called Champagne. I feel like this is probably the more brightening one of the two, so that's the one I've been using. Oh, but I might want to wait to pop that on and try this first. We do have a powder blush. Turn Up the Heat Soft Matte and Shimmer Blush Duo. And I'm not the most informed on Casper, but I guess there's Casper and then there's hot stuff. So some of the stuff is hot stuff, some of it's Casper. So with all this stuff, they've done like a different packaging direction. But we have like this shimmery, sorry, my nail polish is chipping off and I haven't had time to mess with it. A reddish blush and like a shimmery blush topper. Let's use that, then we'll get into the highlighter. This I have not yet used, so let's see what we get. I very lightly tapped into that blush because it does seem like it has some intense potential. It is matte, the part I came into here. Really pretty. I mean, a lot of people are going for a reddish blush these days, if you can find it, so I guess this is one way to do that. This definitely has a lot of pigment, but one kind of press into the product and I'm loving what I'm getting. And then I'm going to go into some of the shimmer that's beside it and just see what that does. It seems like, yeah, it's providing some glow. It's got enough color in it to not feel quite like a full-on highlighter, but just the idea that you could mix that in with the more pigmented color and get whatever level of glow you want. That's cute. I like that. Just generally speaking, as a drugstore product, I would like to see more blushes coming out in that tone. Another sort of interesting thing in this collection is this stick, this Hot Stuff Are You Hot Like Me Moisturizing Face and Body Highlight Balm. And this is just like highlighter because it's dewy. There is a little shimmer embedded in it, but when you put it on, like if I put it all over my hand, I don't know if I'm so lit where I'm sitting here that it can't even really pop off, but it comes off as just a dewy texture. It's not majorly highlighting for being metallic. It's the dewiness of the texture of the product that's making you shine. So if that's been something you've been wanting, Profusion's got you covered there. I'm going to go with this. This is going to be part of their regular line. Again, the Radiant Glow Illuminating Liquid Highlighter, Rose Quartz being the shade. You can see how much metallic glow this has. So I'm going to give myself a little dot of this. It's pretty potent, and I've just got this brush from Real Techniques that I've started reserving for liquid highlighters, and I feel like I'm getting a pretty easy blend and a really pretty glow, but it's definitely like a strong glow. You see that? One dot really feels adequate. Pressing it in. Again, with these liquid products, they're not hard to blend, but you just get that feeling that you don't want to wait too long with them. If there's any excess, I'm letting it come up here toward the forehead. But it is a very pretty gleam, and they've made it free from shimmery bits. So when you like look at a dot of this, it looks very metallic, and then you blend it out and you're seeing the glow. You're not seeing particles, which I do enjoy that. So I would say this is a pretty strong liquid highlighter option from the drugstore. I'm also realizing I never put bronzer on. Like I don't have a Profusion bronzer and I just kind of skipped that step. I don't know, I guess it's Monday morning and I'm still waking up. I might throw some on right now out of order. No big deal though. This is e.l.f. Primer Infused in Fresh Tan. We'll just add that in a little. Did anybody realize I skipped that? And I didn't really set all over with powder today. I just set with the Maybelline Fit Me where I needed to. Foundation didn't make me feel like I needed to do a lot of extra with that. I could come down here and even blend a little bit. Bronzer check, I guess. Then we've got this illuminating setting spray called Blissed Out. It does have Mr. Casper on there. And can you see the glowy, illuminating stuff that's in there just sort of floating around? It's definitely something you're going to want to shake up. And I'm going to spray this on and see if we can tell a change in my complexion after I've done it. I think I got it right in my eye. Looking really up close, I could see a few little dots on my skin that do appear to have some shimmer. I would have to say that made me a little more glowy. I wish the mister was more fine though, because I don't love being able to notice those droplets or feeling like I need to dab them in after the fact. But just to look at what's going on in that bottle, that is gorgeous. This is alcohol free. It's got hyaluronic acid, vitamin E. It says hydrating long wearing formula. There is a little scent to it, kind of fresh, but I only notice it immediately when it's wet, and once it dries down, I can't really tell anything. So far, I would say the things that have impressed me most, I did like the Hot Stuff blush because I really like that reddish tone, but I think these are a very good option if you're looking for a glowy liquid blush and you don't want to pay the $10 and change that it's going to cost you to buy a Alani one. You could try one of these for half the price, and this is a very good liquid highlighter. I mean, creamy, not filled with shimmery bits, easy to blend. I really love that. Oh, also, the Casper collection comes with a mirror. It just has Hot Stuff on the handle, but it's a magnified mirror on one side, plain mirror on the other, which actually, that could be kind of handy. So next up, we've got the Casper and Hot Stuff palette. Big palette. Profusion does do some large palettes. This is the most expensive thing I'm talking about today at $15.97, but you might see it in Walmart and think, what can that do? So maybe we should just put it to the test today. We have a lot of vibrant mattes going on in here. This is kind of cute, how they got the little flame. See, certain shades in here that are just 100% matte. We do have shimmers too, sprinkled throughout, but the first thing that really caught me is like these colors right here. So I'm going to start things out on my eyes with a little Alani eyeshadow primer. Profusion does make a decent eye primer. It's one that really like blanks out your lids. If you're looking for something that has coverage in it, check that out. Let's jump in, shall we? Where are we going to begin? I'm thinking I'm going to start with a little peach over here. It looks like it's just matte. I'm going to start there and kind of go at the crease with this a bit. Maybe let it come up some. It's a little light, really, for this purpose, is what I'm realizing. I have not used this palette before, by the way. First time. I'm actually going to go to the shade beneath it. It has a little, like, flame imprint. Let's use some of that. That's looking a little bit corally. Didn't I just say I wasn't going springtime with it yet? It's gonna feel springy for a hot minute in this video. Okay, yeah, really vibrant matte there. Getting a little something established with the crease. Let's take some purple. I mean, I really have no plan or vision here. I'm just gonna bounce around. That purple, same brush. Ooh, that's really bringing an interesting pop. Look at that, like neon looking. And looking really pretty as it fades into the coral I just applied. I'm just doing one dab in, not scrubbing my brush. Y'all are like, Em, where is this look going today? It's just a Monday morning, back to school. Okay, good. I'm gonna kind of clean off my brush a little bit. Maybe come back to some of this matte peach, just because it feels like that at this point in time would be very good. Getting my edge a little blended. Take that assistance. Flat brush, I want to get into one of these dark shades here at the bottom. We do have a black speckled with red. Definitely haven't seen anything like that before. Really dark plum, near black looking plum. This shade has some sparkle in it. This has some shimmer. Gosh, so many options. I'm going to go into the dark plum. I just want to see if they really nailed it with a dark matte texture that's going to show fully. Looks like it's laying down really well, and it is staying pretty true to color. You know, I'm seeing that bit of plumminess, even though at a glance you might just think, well, that's black or that's just dark. If you really study it, I think you'll see the plum. But I'm getting that up to my crease. And then I'm going to blend that out a little bit with the plum that has some shimmer down there. So small pointed brush, I just kind of roll over that crease area with that. See if we can make it soften out somewhat. There are just so many directions you could take this in that are all very colorful. Like, this is not your I love neutrals type of palette. And I've been in such a neutral, I could call it a rut, but I've been enjoying it so much. I don't want to put any negative spin on it. I've just been loving my neutral palettes. But if you like some color, this has some splashes in it. Like, look at this shade here. I mean... Pretty much what you see is what you get. I would like to see some of this shade on the lid. It has a little bit of like kind of an embedded sparkle, but I think it's going to behave more matte. And I'd like to see that come in on my lid a bit. They also do have a fully matte lilac right up there. This, I guess I am seeing some of the sparkle actually. And she's pretty pigmented because she's trying to like cover up some of the other shade. Colorful palette, 15 bucks. I mean, you can only do so much in one day's eye look, but this should give you a pretty good sense of the pigment it's capable of having. Kind of want to dip into some of this, the burgundy. Oh, that's really bold. I can tell as I just laid that down there in the outer corner. Ooh, that can be just fiery, actually. This shade, just boop. Definitely a high-end pigment kind of quality with this. It's just a matter of like, is this something you're gonna wear? Are you looking for color right now? And some of you might be. I feel tempted to just take something bare and go over that edge. If you're curious about the shimmers, I'll just hit some of these with my finger. Wow. Okay, that blue's a little flaky, but still bringing it. There's no question those are gonna be extremely pigmented for you if you choose to go with any of those colors. Yeah, even that one that I thought was flaky is actually holding together as I swatch it down, as I lay it down on my hand. I might take a little bit of this one. This is a shimmer up here in the corner. Looks like it might want to be a little bit pink leaning perhaps. I'm gonna put some of that in my inner corner. And then underneath my eye, I'm going to come back to this shimmer right here. And something I'm realizing as I look at this palette and you think, well, what's going to anchor the look? What's going to be dark? Well, you do have just like black shimmer, black with the little bit of red speckled through, which I think is just pretty much for looks in the palette. But a lot of the richness is coming back to reddish or plum, and then your brighter pops could go anywhere from coral to like yellowish green to light blue to lilac. But in your depth, I think you're going to see a lot of either red or plum. just because that's the shade you're given here. Or it could be straight up black. And now I'll do my mascara and come back. Alright you guys, here's the eye look all finished up. I used my Essence I Love Extreme Volume Mascara on my top lashes and some Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water on the lower lashes. And on my inner rim, I just used my Nude Boundless Bisque stick from Makeup Forever. And then lip-wise, we've got several different things. In the Casper collection, there's a duo of Nourishing Plumping Lip Oils. The Ghost and Mr. Mischief, it says. So let's pop these out. Have not tried these yet. It's kind of cute how the packaging sort of fits together. Smell? Hardly anything, just a little sweet. This is the Casper one. I'm seeing kind of a mix of pearl and metallic. The applicator is like flat. There's nothing puffy on it, just like a little spatula. Do not love. Kind of hard to navigate it out to the edge of your lips. Like, gosh, I underestimated what puffiness on a doe foot actually is doing. Definitely has a thickness, feeling like a classic lip gloss to me, but with a sheer, pearly, milky shimmer. And then here's the Hot Stuff one. It's hard to tell with those tinted tubes what you're actually gonna get, but this looks like it's red tinted. Same kind of applicator. Does not appear to be shimmery on this one. I just do not like this hard thing. Like, what? Pretty on the lips. I like that little red tint. I would like even more reddishness, frankly, but feel is thick, kind of goopy. It was hard to control the amount I was getting on. I would have probably applied a little less, but I had trouble pacing it with this plastic tip. So that's a major no for me. They got a cute thing going. Packaging is cute, but I can't handle it. The rest of the stuff I have here is from their regular line, and Profusion's basically trying to do what everybody else is putting out at this time. They got their nourishing lip oils and they got their plump kind of lip pen click up type thing. You may recall I recently used a click up pen from Alani. It cost $12 and change. These lip plump things are $4.97. These lip oils are also $4.97, so a really fair price if it's a formula we can get into. And I think I just have the 3 shades in each thing. Let me just bust into the packaging real quick. So these are the shades we have. We have a black honey, black cherry type of look, a mauve, and then a pink. Juicy Lips Nourishing Lip Oil, vegan, paraben free, Leaping Bunny approved. Let's just see if this is texture we can get behind. I'm gonna go with what I think will be the softest one first. This is called Radiant Rose. Packaging, you know, kind of chubby. We've got a bigger applicator and it is like a normal doe foot, like you expect to see. That reminds me so much of Cocoa Rose from Wet n Wild immediately. I like the texture. As you can see, super glossy, and it's giving you, how opaque is it? Maybe like 60 or 70% opaque. See, you're getting a good amount of color. That reminds me so much of Cocoa Rose. Not sticky at all. I prefer this texture very much over the Casper stuff. Feels like a more hydrating lip product, more toward that lip oil category and less like a sticky gloss, and that shade is very everyday. Okay, I dig that. Now we're gonna go to Black Cherry right here. It looks very dark and brownish in the tube. Let's see. Okay, I'm getting some on, and then I'm going to twist my applicator a little bit because I don't want to overdo this. This is very pigmented. They really ran with the pigment on this one, and it's almost more than I can take. Like, to throw this on, you have to be so careful, and then think about if you get a little outside the lines or you take a drink of something, and this is after a full application. I've still got that much color left on this. No, it's not really streaky, but even really trying to pace myself, I feel a bit overloaded by color here. You just gotta take it easy on that. Like, if I give it a little blot, that's looking really good right there, blotted down. But just know this does not totally sheer out like maybe some other products you have of this kind. This is Wild Watermelon. Let's try this one on. Again, they're called Juicy Lips. Can't tell how sheer this is gonna be. Okay. Ooh, nice smell on that. That one smells a bit more fruity. Got a little much over there. Just working off the side to try to spread and not over apply. These doe foot, buck foot applicators hold a lot. Oh, that's super pretty. I love the amount of color coming through on that. Get some swatched here on my hand. See that one? That's the watermelon, that's the black cherry, and that's the rose, Radiant Rose. Really nice feel. I would say generally speaking, more color on all of these compared to like e.l.f.'s line. If you've been trying a lot of lip oils and you're like, just give me more color, but I like that non-sticky feel. I think you'll really like these. I put a warning label on that one. She's dark, she's kind of hard to control. These two really love. And then finally, we're getting into these little clicky pens, these Dreamy Lip Plump Nourishing High Shine. These are going to be similar to what Milani's put out. Elf has products like this. Of course, Tarte has products like this. It's like a click up skinny pen, and all that product's going to deposit off on the lips. And these tend to give you the shine of like a lip gloss, but it's coming off of a stick. Again, under $5 with these, so a really fair price. If we like them, this could be a great direction for you to go. We have Pretty in Pink, we have Dreamy Mauve, and we have Cozy Nude. I'm just getting it out of its packaging. First up, Cozy Nude. Looking exactly what we expect here. You're gonna twist, 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 and let that color just crank out so it's just coming past the packaging. Okay, it's feeling like lip balm going on. Love the feel, soft scent, softly sweet, sheer nude, my lips but better type of shade. Maybe adding a little bit of hint of pink to it. Hey Betty, how you doing, hon? She's hiding back there. Okay. I'm feeling a gentle tingle with these, not stingy. It's more like cooling. And then as I swatch this, it's really not swatching with much color at all. That's very sheer and light. So what I'm getting on my lips here is you're seeing mostly my lip color coming through it with a little shine and just a little nude color. I feel like if you swipe over it multiple times, you see a little more color, but that one's very sheer. Let's try this one called Pretty in Pink. This one looks pretty soft too at just a glance. I'm clicking it up. A little color, not much though. Very, very sheer, immediate, gentle cooling sensation. A swatch, gosh, you're gonna hardly be able to differentiate, but that's the one I just swatched. Pretty in Pink, and that's the Cozy Nude next to it. So I'm kind of wishing I had a little more color out of these. However, there's certainly something that feels like what's already out there. It feels like the Milani, very similar to the Elf as well. Just not offering a lot of color yet. One more to go, but I was thinking you could layer them with a lip liner and take advantage of that feel if you really like it. Dreamy Mauve. Flicking up. There's some color. Pretty pinky. See that? More pink than mauve for me. What do you think about that? Showing a lot of pink. If you see a swatch, you can tell she's the pigmented one. And on the website, I'm curious, are there any more possibly? It appears that it's just these three options. So I don't know, I'm not huge on these given the lack of color and then that particular shade of pink I'm not in love with. Like the price point, like the texture and feel. Of these regular line Profusion lip products, my definite faves are these two, the Radiant Rose and the Wild Watermelon shades of the Juicy Lips. In fact, I think I'm gonna reapply the Radiant Rose for today because I think it would look the best going along with the eye look probably. I dig that. Love that feel. I mean, I love Cocoa Rose, so I'm gonna love that too. But yeah, what's the takeaway on all this Profusion stuff? As far as the whole Casper collection goes, I would say the high points were definitely this powder blush. That's really good, good quality. I like the two textures in one and I like the tone. I think that's pretty unique. And then a lot of uniqueness in this palette too. I don't care if you're a fan of Casper, Hot Stuff, or color, but you have to acknowledge that there is really strong pigment in here all throughout, top to bottom. It's giving us something different. I don't think it's for everyone, but I'm very pleased with my little mixed berry eye look that I turned out of it today. One thing to note is that I think a lot of your looks are going to come back to and be rooted in either black, plum, or reddish burgundy. Lots of different ways the light stuff can go, but it's going to be coming back into this kind of rich tone that I've got here because that's just what's in the palette. But a whole lot of great color and variety for $15. So those are my picks out of that collection. And then as far as the other Profusion stuff that I tried, again, if you're in the market, if you like that glowy blush that's giving kind of equal parts glow and blush, so not too strong on blush pigment and not overwhelming on the highlighter end of things, but a true fusion, light glowy blush. These are nice. I have worn them both. They are easy to blend, easy to apply, and if you want pure color, Profusion's doing that as well in this same packaging. So I think those are very good. This is a very well done liquid highlighter. I love how it went on my cheeks, giving me a lot of highlighter pigment, but no sparkly bits. And then the Juicy Lips, as I just covered, I really like these two shades. Your deepest one, I'm glad I know this. That would have been a shade I would have probably picked up in the store, but it's overwhelming on the pigment, I think, for that dark of a color. And these just very soft, except for the mauve one, they're very soft, so just know that going in, but an excellent price point on all those individual Profusion products. We're talking under $5 for all that. Biscuits is here to harass the garland. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for your time today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had fun making it, and I'll see you again very soon. I love you. Bye.